Good afternoon, wonderful friends. How is everybody doing? Okay, so I'm seeing if I can tag some people to come in. No, I don't think I can. Okay, I'll just go ahead and get started. So I hope everybody's doing well. And I just want to also to put out there that I do have a group going. So go into my group. It's called Be the Light because we're doing lots of fun things there. I'm working on some stuff for you guys in there, and you'll just get a little bit of me, more personal kind of content. So today I am finally finishing up our chakra lessons. So we've already done all of the main ones. So we've done all of these ones, the ones that are most widely known. Starting from here, we worked all the way up, and now we are working on there's 4 other chakras. Well, technically there's 5 other chakras because there's a 12 chakra system, but I only really wanted to talk about 4 of them. We have minor chakras in our palms as well, and that's just really that those chakras are more for people that are more energetically open, such as light workers, anybody that's doing any sort of healing modality with their hands, such as Reiki. Those need to be activated in order for that energy to process through. So I didn't really want to talk about that too much because it does apply to everybody, but not everybody is activated. And really, like when you activate all the rest of your chakras, including the ones we're going to talk about today, then honestly, like really your palms are just going to open because it's a minor chakra. So if everything else is in balance, then that's going to open up as well. So let's talk about the other chakras that we have here and talk about some crystals that can kind of help with that. I don't have any like essential oil or yoga poses for this one just because this did not come from the Chakra Bible. This is just some information that I've gathered from some other blogs and from other books that I have. So there's just a few things that I have about them. I don't have a whole lot of great detail about them. And honestly, I'm still learning lots about them myself because I've just been studying the 7 chakra system. So this stuff is all new to me as well. Like I was already kind of aware of it, but really wasn't sure what it meant or what they did, like what their functionality was, and how it assisted you. Now, most of these chakras are very etheric, I guess I would call them. They're just very energetic. They're very spiritual. It can make you feel a little bit weird if you're not like totally on board with what's going on here. So let's just get into it, all right? So up first for the additional chakra that I want to talk about is the Earth Star Chakra. So that's actually at the bottoms of your feet, both of them. And when both feet are planted into the ground, it actually creates a circle around the feet. Now what that is that's connecting directly to the earth energy, and that's grounding you. So we've talked about grounding a lot, especially in the group because grounding is so important right now. Especially just to kind of bring all that energy back in, just kind of reeling it all back in. You got all this stress and anxiety and fear and like the unknown, and there's just so many things going on. We need to absolutely make sure that we are grounding ourselves daily, maybe even multiple times daily, depending on what exactly is going on. So that's the Earth Star Chakra. That's our feet. That's giving us the connection. So the color of this chakra is black until it is activated. Then it actually turns into a magenta color. I've already gone over the location. So the inner aspect of it is restructuring of human DNA. So when we are like putting our feet into the earth, it is actually like changing some of our brain waves and some of our brain patterns that are going to help us vibrate at a higher rate, which then in turn is just going to attract better things for us. The physical action is just awareness of nature and understanding, like when your feet are in the ground, that you are connected, you are one with nature. It's all part of you and you are all part of it, and it's all one, and we're just connected in this great oneness. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the things that are coming through with this chakra lesson today, especially, is that it's very relatable to what's going on right now. And it's very helpful for what's going on right now. So hopefully you can take some of this in and just really enjoy and appreciate like what it is to be connected to the earth and what it is to draw in that energy from Mother Nature, because it really is a beautiful experience, especially if you can be open-minded enough to understand that you are one in the universe, you are of the universe. Like, it's all connected, and we're getting this beautiful message right now of how humanity is coming together and how we are all connected and we're all suffering in the same way, and it's kind of bringing that oneness into awareness. So it's really beautiful. The mental action with the Earth Star Chakra is overcoming polarity. So like, it's just understanding that there are always kind of like two sides, right? Like, there's always, and it's not necessarily deemed as good or bad, because really it's only up to us to deem what is good and bad. But it's just overcoming and understanding that there are going to be a couple of ways to look at things and opening up the mind to that. And the spiritual action of this is preparing for light body ascension. So the spiritual action of your Earth Star Chakra is actually going to help prepare your body, like open up all of the chakras, ensure that the crown chakra is open, as well as your above chakras that we're going to talk about soon. It's just going to make sure that everything is nice and open, so that when we are ready to take that step into back to the spirit realm, then it's just providing this body what it needs to get there. So I don't have like a whole lot more information about the Earth Star chakras and like exactly how it helps, but it is just all about connecting to Mother Earth and getting that energy into you. And when we talk about one of the other higher chakras, we're actually going to come back a little bit to the Earth Star chakra and why it's so important. And even though I don't have a lot of information about it, you'll understand like why it's so good to have this open and ready and activated if you can. So I didn't come across like really any tips to activate, but I did come across like crystals that can help activate these chakras. So for the Earth Star chakra, the activation chakra is going to be like your clear quartz. So you can have it just as a regular piece or a point. It doesn't really matter. And then when you are, if you're laying in meditation, you just, if it is a point especially, you want to make sure that the point is facing down, like towards your wall or whatever it is, wherever you're laying. The point is away from your feet. So what it is it's drawing in the energy from the point, and then it's going into your feet from there. So if you are meditating, you're going to want to make sure that you have this kind of probably about an inch below your feet and kind of in the middle of both of your feet, so that, so that it can draw in that energy. Okay, and then other crystals that you can use to balance and heal, obviously you can still use the quartz for that too. And then we have black or green tourmaline. I don't have green tourmaline, but this is black tourmaline. This is raw, so this is unpolished and just in its completely natural state. And I just love it. I love this stone so much. It's beautiful grounding stone. You'll constantly hear me talk about black tourmaline and how amazing it is for grounding, and it's definitely the first crystal that I recommend to anybody that's having issues with like energies kind of being everywhere. And then we also have moss agate, which is it's such a pretty stone. Like, it's one of my favorites. It like just really reminds me of just this beautiful marbling. Like, it's just gorgeous, and it does kind of look like moss. Like, it's really cool. We have black obsidian, snowflake obsidian, which neither one of those I have, unfortunately. Rose quartz. Okay, we have turquoise, which I also don't have. Moonstone. I don't have a pure moonstone. I only have the peach moonstone, and I don't think that that would work exactly the same, just because different colors of stones too can help with different chakras. So even though there's all kinds of different kinds of quartz, because of the color is really going to determine on what kind of properties and faculties that the crystal itself holds to help with whatever it is that you're needing in that regard. And then we also have smoky quartz is another one that we can use. So smoky quartz, this is another raw piece. It's kind of a cluster. Like, I absolutely love it. I've got a couple of points here, and it's just so pretty. It's got some rainbows and stuff in it. I can't really show you that, but just wanted to talk about it because it's so pretty. But those are all the crystals that can help you to balance and heal. So I do recommend that if you are having trouble staying grounded or being grounded or even just doing any kind of grounding, then meditate with either any of these stones at the bottom of your feet, just to help draw in energy to that chakra. And it's just going to help you feel so much more balanced and stable. And the emotions aren't going to be like a huge, like ongoing tidal wave that just isn't stopping. Grounding is really going to help you with that, because it's just going to kind of collect all those emotions into one place. And then you can decide if you want to let it go, or if you just need to like put it away for a minute. You can make those decisions too. And then using the grounding just to help bring you back into your body is really helpful for that. So up next, we have the casual chakra. So the casual chakra to me is very much related to the third eye chakra, because when we did that lesson, I told you that we have here and here, because technically the chakras are cones. So they do come out both sides. So wherever your other chakras are, they're going to come out the back as well. So your Reiki practitioner may or may not treat the front and the back. That's just because if you were to look at the, hold on, let me draw you something real quick. So if you were to look at the chakra directly on, yes, it is a circle and it looks like a wheel. But if you were to look at it kind of from a side, it's going to look more like, I guess, a bow tie. And it's got these openings. I am terrible at drawing, so don't even. So like, say this is the body right here, okay? So this is the cone coming out this way, and this is the cone coming out that way. So it's kind of like the same idea here for the casual chakra, because the casual chakra is the one on the back of the head that I had stated is the third eye chakra, like the back of the eye, the third eye chakra. And with traditional Reiki, we do treat that spot on the back of the head as well. So you can look at it as either way. Just, I guess, whatever system that you faithfully follow. I do faithfully follow the 7. I'm still learning a lot about the 12, so I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet, but this is the information that I have collected about it. Not quite as detailed as the Earth Star Chakra, like what kind of actions and stuff it takes, but I would assume that a lot of it is really related to the third eye, because as I talk about some of the things that come up with the casual, you'll be able to kind of put that together. So the color for this one is white. And the qualities that are carried through this chakra is compassion, love, intuition, and purity. So it's also like the information center for messages and inspiration from the divine. So if you're in a situation where you're just sitting, you're meditating, or you're thinking, and then you get this like brilliant idea, it just kind of pops into your head, and you're like, oh my goodness, this makes so much sense. Why didn't I think about this sooner? Especially if it's in a way of like something that's going to enhance your intuition or your creativity, that is kind of like the message center from the divine or highest self, or however you want to look at it. That's just there to give you that kind of information. So like, our brain is amazing, and yes, it does come up with a lot of great ideas, but a lot of the time those are messages that are coming through to us. So if those chakras are not open or not activated, not ready to receive, then you may not be getting all of the messages that you are looking to receive from the divine, if you are looking. Or if there's even just a problem that you need a solution to, if you really concentrate on that chakra and use some crystals to kind of open it up, then it can help. So unfortunately, I don't have any of the crystals for the casual chakra, and there were actually quite a few of them, but I only wrote down a few because a lot of them I didn't know how to pronounce and I'd never heard of before, so I couldn't even like give you a description of what it looks like. But we have the Cobaltian calcite. So calcite is typically like a really waxy looking stone. It typically comes in like orange, brown, yellow. There are other colors, but then they're also named different kinds of calcites. Like I have a really beautiful pale pink calcite, but it's called a Manongo calcite, so it's not exactly the same. But this Cobaltian calcite is actually like a pink stone, like a deep pink. It's really beautiful, but I've never personally seen one, so I can't really relay to you how it looks or how it feels. I can just assume that it would kind of have, like if it was like a polished stone, that it's going to look a little bit waxy like the other calcites, but again, I'm not sure. Petalite, I have no idea what that is. Sugilite is the really beautiful purple stone. I really wish I had one, but they're a little bit rare and a little bit expensive, so that's one of the stones that is definitely on my list, but I don't have it right now. But it is a really beautiful purple stone, and it just has this beautiful loving energy, and I really feel like that stone will help you tap into compassion. So if you are having some issues in that regard, carrying some sugilite around with you can definitely help. So also just about the casual chakra, it is the exploration of spirit and higher wisdom. It opens up the right brain, and by doing that, it really opens the intuition, and it also is the catalyst for creativity as well. So we did learn that creativity does sit in the sacral chakra as well, and they kind of need to have a bit of a bridge for them to work really well together, for that creativity to really be inspired, and to really be passionate. So like some ways that you can do that is just ensuring that you're not constantly, but ensuring that you're doing work on your sacral chakra, whether that be holding onto the stones, doing sacral chakra meditations, just whatever it is that you need to do to get the sacral balanced and activated, and then do the same thing for your casual or third eye chakra. All right, so up next I have the Soul Star Chakra. So the next two chakras are very, very similar. And this is because they are actually in line with each other, and they're both very spiritual chakras. So we have the Soul Star, and then we have the Stellar Gateway. And they both have a lot of the same qualities. And even some of the stones are the same in how to activate. But the Soul Star Chakra is actually above the head, 6 inches. So just using this diagram, let's say it's right there. And there's no real color that we know of. It's kind of still in debate on what color this chakra actually is. It has been seen as white, golden, or magenta. So when I read that kind of made me think for a minute, because the Stellar Gateway is pure gold, but then the casual is white, right? And then the Earth Star is magenta. So I'm wondering if, like, when people are reading these chakras, if maybe it's just getting the colors from the other chakras that are attributing to it, because the Soul Star Chakra is really about like being the storage bank of the soul. So if that is connected, or if that is open for you to receive information, then chances are like all of the other chakras are going to be open and ready to receive as well. And since this one is just a little bit above the head, the casual back here is white. And then the one way, way, way up above it, the Stellar Gateway, is pure gold, right? So like maybe those colors are just kind of intertwining a little bit, or getting clouded, or I'm not really sure. But those are the colors that it's believed to be. So it holds the direct connection to your higher self, the Akashic Records. So if you've ever heard about that, the Akashic Records are, it's so super interesting. And I don't know a lot about it, but I have been learning a little bit about it recently, just because I'm very curious about it. And I have recently started doing this thing where if there's something that I'm really curious about or want to know more about, then that's an indication that there's something there that I need to learn. So I'm very much interested in learning more about it, and I have been doing little bits at a time. So I'm really excited about that. And how opening up this chakra could open me up to those kinds of records. And what those records are, it's kind of like your karmic past, past lives, the experiences, maybe even things in this current life that had left some sort of trauma or emotional baggage that needs to be healed. Like all of that stuff is held into that chakra. When that chakra is not open, then those things aren't able to leave the body, and then it trickles down into the energy field, and it kind of gets stuck in the chakra that those kind of emotions are kind of tied up with. So it kind of resides in the aura, and like I said, it's about 6 inches above the head. So the crystals that you can use to activate and or balance are, we have blue kyanite. Now I don't have a beautiful piece of blue kyanite, but it's still nice. I love it. It's just so powerful, and I just love, I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't really see that, but it's just like paper thin little layers that are just like compressed on top of each other, and it's just so beautiful. And like when I look through it through the light, like I can actually see that there's this solid piece in the middle, and then it's surrounded by like this really beautiful semi-translucent like light blue. It's just so pretty, and it has such a great energy with it. I love holding kyanite, and I always have so like when I'm doing readings or healings or any sorts of things, I always have a crystal grid Always, always, always. And kyanite is one that I always have on the grid because it's just so powerful and so good. It's not only good in like spiritual ways of those chakras, but it's also really good for your throat chakra, just to help with communication. And it can also help with the third eye chakra, even though it's not the same color as the third eye chakra, it still can give information because it's just, kyanite is just so powerful. And then we also have selenite. So selenite is one of my favorites, as y'all know. So this is a pretty big hunk of it, but I just love that it's got kind of like that frosted glass look. And then it's just got this like really pretty sheen as well. And then of course my selenite tower that I absolutely love. And this is always near me, always, always, always. Now this bad boy actually dropped on my foot once. That did not feel good. But I forgave it and it didn't get damaged, so I'm happy. Then we also have clear quartz. So this one again, it doesn't have to be a point, but if you are using a point, always have the point facing away from you so that it can bring the energy in and bring it into the body, unless there is something that you are actively trying to remove from your body, whether it be like an energy, an illness, pain, emotion, like whatever it is, then you can point it towards you and set the intention that this crystal is going to collect those energies from the point, and then it's going to release it out into the world. So you can also do that with like a double pointed quartz as well. But we don't need to get into all of those details. We also have angel aura quartz. This is super duper pretty. Hopefully I'll be able to like really show the prettiness of this. So now this is just a regular clear quartz. However, it has been treated with some sort of coating. And the reason that it alters the properties of the crystal is because it's heated, and then with the thing that it has over it, it changes the color. So therefore it brings additional properties for whichever the color is. So the angel aura quartz is always going to be like this turquoisey blue, and it's always going to have like this really beautiful, I don't even know what to call that. It's almost like a rainbow sheen on it. It's just so pretty. But there's different colors of angel aura quartz that you can find. This one is an aqua angel aura quartz. So I'm not exactly sure which one it's looking for in regards to the soul star chakra, but this is the one that I had to show you. So I'm going to assume that this is the one, because usually when we're talking about angel aura quartz, it's usually the aqua. But then there's also like the clear that has the treatment that makes it look rainbowy, and that it could be that one as well. But just for demonstrative purposes, show you that one. And then also moldavite. So moldavite is one that I don't have, but it is a beautiful green stone. It typically has like a lot of swirls, like, and layers and stuff. It almost will remind you of like an agate. But it's not. It's so powerful. Like moldavite is one of the highest regarded spiritual stones that are out there. And then you're also going to, pretty soon I'm going to have up a blog post, about turquoise, because that one, I learned so much about turquoise in the last little while, and turquoise is also helpful with the Earth Star Chakra. But honestly, the things that I've learned about turquoise, I really think that I could probably assist most of the chakras. I wish I had some, I really do, because it's such a beautiful piece, but it's another one of those that is rare and expensive, so it will come. All right, and then lastly is the Stellar Gateway Chakra. So it's also believed that this chakra holds all of the information from all lives, so going back to past lives, Akashic records as well. But this one also holds the essence of who we are, and this chakra can only open, this is the most important part, this is kind of like the biggest difference between the soul star and the stellar, is that it can only open when all of the chakras are open, and when we are able to ground through our Earth Star chakras. So when we can really hone in that grounding and be connected with Mother Earth and those things, and that's going to help open up this Stellar Gateway Chakra. So that's why I told you I was going to be coming back to the Earth Star, because it's elemental, like it's completely necessary, because we have the spiritual realm, which is up here. So our Stellar Gateway is actually like 12 to 18 inches above our heads, so like way up there is where the Stellar Gateway is. And the only way that that one can open is that all of them be open, but also that the Earth Star Chakra is no longer black. That chakra needs to be magenta, like I mentioned in the beginning here, because that's how we know that it's activated. So when that chakra can change color to the magenta, and we have all of the other chakras opened up, then we can open up that stellar gateway. And the stellar gateway is really all about connecting to the divine, connecting to spiritual realms. Usually, a lot of people who are very intuitive, psychic, Akashic record readers, I'm sure, I don't know if you've heard of them, but all of those people have access to those chakras, and that's why they're able to do what they do. So like your third eye can be open and you can be very psychically intuitive, absolutely, but you can dig so much deeper if you can get the Earth Star activated and open, and then your stellar gateway is going to open up as well, again, as long as everything else is in line. So the color of this stellar gateway, like I had mentioned, is pure gold. So when this is operating and is activated and is open, then what it does is it creates this beautiful pure gold aura around you. And pure gold is actually known as like the healing. That is the healing light. The golden ray of light is very, very healing. So that's why once you have that open, the spiritual realm kind of rewards you for your work and all of the things that you've done to open up those chakras by protecting you in this beautiful pure gold aura that's going to serve and assist you in so many ways throughout your life. Yeah, I think that's all I had. That's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about with that. So I feel like I'm missing something. If I remember, I'll come back to it. But anyway, I just wanted to thank you so much for following along on the chakra lessons. Please feel free to go back if there's anything that you missed and check them out. There's a lot of great information. I know it might be a little bit boring for those of you that aren't really into like the whole energy scene or into Reiki, but there's some really good information in there about like maybe why certain things are happening for you, or why you have certain energetic issues, maybe why you're not communicating effectively, like you're speaking and you're telling your truth, but for some reason you're just not being heard. It all like kind of ties together. So I do encourage you to do what you can to make sure that your chakras are nice and clear and cleansed and charged, and know that it is something that is kind of like a daily practice. You really need to take care of yourself in those ways. And when things like really start to get snowballing out of control, or if there's just a lot of past trauma that you need to heal and release, having a practitioner help you with that is really beneficial. Now just know that like not everything can change with just one Reiki session, but you can definitely feel better with a Reiki session. And then if there are definitely some like deep things that you're working on, if you like continues to do it for about like 6 to 8 treatments, if you can do it weekly, it's really, really beneficial to sort through those things, because Reiki is just a really gentle healing modality where you don't necessarily have to dig in deep to those issues, or to those past traumas that, you know, we don't want to talk about or that we don't want to think about because we don't ever want to feel that way again. Having Reiki clear out the chakras, getting rid of that stagnant energy, getting rid of the energies from those traumas, it's just a super gentle way to release it and to let it go into the universe. So I highly recommend it. So otherwise, if you've enjoyed everything that you've heard and that you've been learning, and if you resonate with me on any sort of level, please make sure that you are in my group, Be the Light, because we are going to be doing a lot of fun things. I've kind of been a little bit slow on the go, but I mean, I'm human, and I've been dealing with a lot of feelings of scarcity, fear, stress, and anxiety, just like everybody else. And I've really needed to take the time to take care of myself, because I wouldn't want to bring anything into here or into my group that's going to create a disconnect because my energy isn't in a good place. But I've been doing my work, I've been doing my due diligence, so I'm feeling pretty strong and confident that I'm ready to come and help. So please get in there if you do resonate with me in any way. I am working on some meditations for you guys. I'm going to come in with like an exercise for you guys to do at least 1 to 2 times a week. My goal is hopefully to get at least daily soon. But I'm still trying to figure out the balance of not working my normal job, having to homeschool my child, and like still balancing being in my husband's space 24/7. It can be a challenge, right? So we're just working through all of those balances, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how it's working and like how I can do things a little bit more efficiently so that I can be here for you guys a little bit better. So please, please, please do. I will let you know that it is mostly women that are in the group, but I am open to men being there as well. Just come with a positive attitude and respect one another. That's really all that I ask. But please do go into that group. I would love to see more people in there because I'm working on some great stuff for you guys. So have a great day. Have a beautiful Monday. Find something to be grateful for today, and spend a little bit of time if you can in meditation, even if it's only 5 minutes. So with that being said, how about we do a quick little meditation to end this session? And it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be yet. I'm actually just going to kind of let it flow today. I don't have a meditation script whatsoever. I'm just going to do a little bit of breathing, and then whatever I feel the collective needs is kind of where I'm going to go. So I'm just getting my sage going here. So I'd like us to take in some nice big deep breaths. And hopefully you've smelled sage before so you can kind of know what you're pretending to smell through the screen. All right, so just take a nice big deep breath in all the way to the bottom of your belly. Just hold it there for a couple of seconds and release out through the mouth. I'm just going to set a little intention that every time we are releasing breath out, that we're letting go of what no longer serves us. I want us to be willing to see whatever is ready to go, acknowledge it, thank it for the lessons, and then let it go. All right, so with your eyes closed, just getting into your natural rhythm of breath, I want you to take yourself on a little walk. I want you to design whatever your happy place is. Design that in your mind's eye right now. As that picture is coming together, I want you to really notice exactly your surroundings. Notice the colors. If there's animals, what kind of animals? If there are trees, plants, flowers, what colors are they? What do they look like? Now, if you do have anything that has come across your mind that you've been wanting to release or let go, bring that to your mind now. Whatever the situation is, whether it be a person or an event that happened, that every now and then still sneaks up on you and it's taking up energy that it doesn't need to. Picture that person or event in front of you right now. And with the image of that person or event in your mind, I want you to thank it for the lessons. Acknowledge what that lesson was. If you're unsure of the lesson right now, then that's fine too. Thank it anyway. And then just say to this person or event that the energy of you or the situation no longer serves me. I forgive you and I set you free. And keep in your mind as well that forgiveness isn't always about the other person. Forgiveness is more for self. We need to forgive these people and these situations for any kind of negative energies that are residing in our body. Because the fact of the matter is that we need to forgive them for ourselves so that we can release that energy that's not serving us. So we can release that situation that creeps back up on us. And if you find yourself over the years coming back across this situation or this person, or the energy of that person that reminds you of it. And you're immediately taken back to that place when it originally happened. And that's when it's time to let it go. And it's not letting it go for them. It's letting it go for you. Now I want you to take another big deep breath all the way down to the belly. And as you are blowing out that breath, I want you to picture and visualize that person or event just dissolving in midair, and this cloud releasing up into the sky towards the sun. I release you. I set you free. Thank you for the lessons that you have taught me. And when you're ready, in your own pace, in your own time, just start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and come back. Open your eyes. Take a nice big deep breath in and see how you're feeling. And hopefully that will release a little bit of the energy. It may not let it all go. You may need to do an exercise like that a few times. But something like that can really help release stagnant energies that you might not even realize that you're carrying anymore. It's very gentle, just like Reiki. And if there are specific things that come up that are triggering your emotions, then absolutely please reach out to me. I would love to assist you with that, or give you a tool or something to help you get into that a little bit deeper so that you are able to release it. Because again, forgiveness is not about the other person. Forgiveness is for ourselves. That's really what's most important, to understand that forgiveness is always for ourselves and never for them. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed this chat today. I really enjoyed being here. And again, please do pop into the group, Be the Light, because I'm going to be there in just a few minutes and we're going to do something fun. And you don't want to miss out. So please, please do make sure that you are getting into that group. So the only reason that I'm not doing it on the page and doing it inside of the group is just because I am using some other people's materials and I just don't want it to be in a public setting such as the page. But the group, I kind of have a little bit more freedom without Facebook police coming after me. So that's the only reason, and that's why I'm imploring you to be there, because we're going to be doing a lot of great stuff. I have some fun things that I'm going to be announcing in that group today. So please be there with an open mind and an open heart. Have a great Monday, and we will chat soon. Take care.